That popping sounded loud. Hold on. Let me kind of drop that a little bit, I guess. I'm still trying to work out my sound here. It is not easy to do. Where is... That's what I was looking for. There, right there. I'll stick that right there so I can actually read it. Goodness gracious. What up? What is up? I don't know what's going on with me today, but it's looking a little inverted in here. It's looking massively inverted, and it honestly sounds like I am talking into a cup again. Jeez. Is that better? That actually sounds much better. I'm gonna try lowering this. Let's lower that. No. I want to keep that up. I want to lower the high. The high is what I want to lower. Okay. Jeez, I hate trying to redo my microphones and stuff, because then it just sounds like I'm just talking into a cup most of the time. Like, it sounds like I'm doing that right now, or that like I'm witchamadoohickey. What do you call it? Congested. That's what it sounds like. Just sounds like I am like ultra congested. Whoops, that's the wrong one. That's not the one I wanted to do. So let's do this. We'll lower that a little bit. Does that sound better? Does it sound like I'm talking in a cup on your end? Because it definitely sounds like I am talking into a cup of some sort. Goodness gracious. I can't tell if I'm getting anywhere with this or not. Jeez. I figured this would be like the best part to do any of this on. It sucks that you have every time you want to get on. I don't hear it. I guess I hear it. It's really difficult to get by. It is extremely difficult to get by. If I am being honest. Holy crap. I don't want to boost it that much. Crap. Let's do that. Oh, you hear that? I know you hear that. Ugh. That was gross. That was seriously gross right there. Okay, we're better now. Somewhat. We're somewhat better. I guess let's get the high up a little bit. Because if I raise the mid any, if I raise this mid, I don't know. If I raise that any more than what it is, then it's definitely gonna sound like I am talking into a cup. See what I mean? It's just nuts how this works. This mid is this mid. Mids are always my weakness. Period. That's like my ultimate weakness is a mid. I absolutely suck with the mids and the EQ. Now it sounds like a cup. Does it still sound like a cup now? Because that's where I'm struggling at. Maybe if I lower that and then I raise this a little bit. Ooh, ooh, ew. It just sounds like I'm bringing in a transmission of some sort. You hear that? Like, that's gross. Like, that is super gross. But if I turn the mid off altogether, and then I lower the high, and I lower that right there, right, I guess this would be where I live at, right about here. So there's not much I can do as far as changing that, is there? I guess I just have to deal with it. Does it still sound like I'm talking in a cup right now? Because I just changed it a little bit. That's what I miss about the Go XLR, is that I knew exactly how to get. I knew exactly how I was gonna change everything, and it sounds normal. Like, there's no, like, it doesn't sound like I'm talking in a radio station. Like, welcome to Jazz 105.5 in that ass. So then I should be good then. I at least I hope I'm good anyway. Cause like I'm listening to everything in the headphones. Like I'm not listening to things the way that you all are. Dingo and the baby. You know, and I don't have any voice effects set up either, so I don't know. I guess I have to listen to it. I would have to listen to it in a certain time frame or whatnot. And the mixer that I have, is actually what was I gonna say? It's not all that great with this mic for some reason. Like, it's supposed to be great with this mic, but it's really not. It's just it's really, really bad. What? I might actually, holy crap, what the hell is going on here? I might actually end up getting another pair of headphones of some sort, because if this is how it's gonna be with these, like I prefer quality for sure. I much prefer quality. Let's see, maybe that's part of it too. Like, it's just weird because I have to, like, I'm gonna keep it right here. I'm very picky. I'm like, me personally, I'm extremely picky with sounds, I guess. Like, I don't even like ASMR. Like, that's how bad it is. I hate ASMR with a passion. And apparently that's a condition. Like, where your ears are, like, sensitive to certain noises. Pardon that too. There's gonna be there. It's hailing right now where I'm at, so you're gonna hear a lot of that. Also picking up. There's something else going on with this too. I think I messed something else up. I think I definitely messed something else up. And I hear it. I hear it clear as day. I don't know how I'm hearing it either, but I am definitely hearing it. So yeah, this is a chill day. I'm not doing anything like stupid crazy. I'm not doing I probably won't do a streaming with Soul for another couple of days, because the last one that I did, it was a little frustrating. I can easily say that. I don't know what I want to roll with here. I always go with a necromancer. Quite frankly, if I gotta be real, I want to see, because there's this. So I was looking up news before, and I saw that the developers were telling us not to play this game, which I find that kind of nuts. I'm actually curious as to why that is. There's a achievement I gotta work on. I wanna do this before I get into anything else. Why does the barbarian looks like he is, I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. That is so weird. That is definitely weird to me. I do like the crystal eyes though. My man looks like he came straight out of Gears. He looks like he came straight out of Gears. So what's new? What is new? I kinda like that. That's funny. Where to keep that? Let's do facial hair, I guess. Like, he just looks ultra fuzzy here. I don't know. This is kind of... Do I want to do hardcore? I don't know if I want to do hardcore. I've never played as a barbarian ever in my history of playing any Diablo. Damn it, start the game. We'll do seasonal. What, hardcore? Fuck no, not with a brand new character. No way. I'll get my ass kicked. Why not? Let's... Yeah, and then if I do that, then my characters will get killed off. I'm gonna skip the cutscenes because I've already seen all this crap. I am fairly positive that most of you all have as well. Seriously? That's it? That feels so underwhelming. That feels super underwhelming. That is like ultra underwhelming. And then I'm also trophy hunting too, so it's not like it's not like I'm trying to like be like the best at this game. I just want all the trophies.
Another abandoned town. Demons everywhere. Signs in the dark. He bit me. Careful. He's a wild one. Not long in town. What's it to you? Hush.
Is who really powerful?
You've come at
What, the character I've selected?
This madman just
Is he powerful? No, it's not that he's doing damage this early. It's still early on. It's not like the enemies are gonna be challenging. It's just really underwhelming what his abilities are, is what I'm saying. Like, as a barbarian. Versus, and I guess like I haven't really unlocked anything either. Like, it's not like I've traveled that far with him. I just really, I don't know. Like, it just, right now his abilities feel more underwhelming than if I were to play as a necromancer.
Could you protect us from whatever is out there? We have nowhere else to turn. No one should fear. I will cleanse the old ruins of evil. Truly? Oh, thank you.
It just really feels so underwhelming as... Wow, and then I leveled up. I don't remember leveling up that fast with the first character. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on. There's no way. Let's see. What are my abilities here? Lunge strike. Flay. I mean, it's the same thing basically. What is this? Lunge strike. Lunge forward at an enemy. We'll go ahead and do that, I guess. Assigned skill. What do I want to assign to, though? Oh, that's it? Oh, that is super trash. That is like ultra trash. definitely feels just so underwhelming. And then what happened to my axes? Didn't I had like 2 axes and they're just gone now. I will say that he is pretty powerful, so I guess there's a reason why he feels so underwhelming. I guess his abilities just seem so underwhelming like this. I'll use this character to explore more too. I really don't feel like doing it with my necromancer. Get some pants. Oh wait. I have no pants. Wait, what am I looking at? Oh. Yeah, this really feels so underwhelming. I can't stress that enough. Oh, is that it? Okay. Wait, what is that? A pike? Yes, please. Oh! Wait, there's a... Yeah, that's perfect. I need that. I don't remember going down this pathway the first time. And why does it feel like... Oh, okay, I was about to say, why does it feel like I'm not doing anything? That's weird. Let's... all I'm doing is just plunging it. That's it. 100%. Do the enemies change between... I don't remember that being a thing. Because I don't remember fighting Hellions or anything first. Maybe I'm tripping. We can always go back and look at the other footage. I'm also a little faster this time too. So it might just be because of whoopsies. Strider's leggings. We'll boost the armor up. We'll start. I want to start dropping jumping now because I hate the fact that the more you progress, like the less space you have. And if I'm gonna play this on veteran, then you better believe. Said, I'm gonna just start dropping stuff as soon as I pick stuff up, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to carry all of this stuff. The game sound is drowning me out? Okay, is that better? Well, I guess we'll have to figure it out as we go, huh? You could barely hear me over the barbarian grunting. How about that? Is that better? You still hear the barbarian grunting, but did I change out my stuff? I don't remember changing my pants. Maybe I'm tripping. That's the one issue I have about changing sound settings too. Is that I have to fix all of that again.
Safe now. Truly. Ah, by the light, lost souls.
Oh yeah, you all are just done for. Let's just get these guys out of here. Did I say I was gonna drop everything I had? Yes. Definitely don't need that then. Even though I could sell stuff, I don't know. Oop.
You are blessed like us now. That was all of them. Were it willing. Madman. Those heretics drugged me after I returned from the ruins. Just like you. I came to my wits and escaped. Tried to get inside the chapel, but it was locked and...
Yeah, I don't really care about these cutscenes too much.
Of blood? They must have fed them to me. A blasphemous ritual. How did they learn Perhaps the answer lies in the chapel. They kept it locked up for a reason. The key might be on that woman who is leading them.
Alright. That's another part about these headphones that I don't like, is that what you hear, while I said you don't hear what I hear, like I also don't hear what you hear.
Is this real?
Yes, it's real.
You came to thank the light. You collapsed. I brought you here and put this curse.
So the quest is complete. I need. Wait, what is this? So square? Are all these locked still? That's why I can't do it.
I can't do that here.
Go ahead and get this out of here. Wait, what? Why do I always get lost in this map? It makes no sense to me how I keep getting lost like this. Like every single time, right? Already, huh? That's actually pretty soon. Ooh, don't want that. Could care less about that tunic. Get that tunic out of here. Okay, so I actually need to go this way. That actually scared the shit out of me a little bit. Just a little bit. Take that. Get rid of that. Now this is something I remember right here. The axe any stronger? So this, oh wow, I have a lot to learn when it comes to the barbarian. And it seems like when that meter goes up, I get a lot stronger as I land hits. Okay. Wait. Oh, I already dropped these. Nope. Thanks. I think I'm going the wrong way. I don't think I was supposed to kill that thing. Strider's leggings. Get rid of that. Damn, all right. There should be more. No? Okay, well, whatever. Let's see what this tunic does. Nothing. That's what it does. Does absolutely nothing. Okay. Hey, can I get a sound check when it sounds like the barbarian is starting to rail people? Am I, just to make sure that I'm not being that the barbarian's grunting is not overwhelming my own voice? That's a good thing about this, is that I'm getting a lot more of these, the healing potions, so I'm good. Okay. Just gotta make sure. Two-handed hammer. That's still nothing. That still sucks.
Is anyone here? What are you heading back here?
Will you just interact with the jars? Thank you. I need these.
Short friends. Young. Freshly turned. An easy kill. Further south than the others. Less running.
Oh! Wow, this is actually a first. Like, this definitely seems different than playing with a necromancer for sure. Like, the items I'm getting. Damn, alright. Yeah, he's definitely way more powerful.
The angel in Arius. I'm sure you heard the Cathedral of Light bubbling around their Holy Father. Well, he's real. An angel walks among us. And when he learns that the earth is here, blood will flow. They are ancient enemies. They'll drag the whole damn world into their feud unless we can stop it. Let's not linger. Kill the shot light just ahead.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks about this, is I have to play it smarter with the items. Jeez. That build-up, though. That build-up is insanely strong.
Hold. To enter the city, you must earn time for this. To enter Kiowa Shed, you must perform a cleansing ritual. Meaningless gesture that some people take comfort in.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
How dare you!
Just let him through, lad. I've tried for years to get Lorath to do the ritual.
Fine, but this one stays. I'll let you inside.
Yeah, you lucky I can't take this hammer.
Take a piece of holy cedar from the shrine and inscribe it with the seed which troubles you. Then cast it into the bitch as the away your sin. Good. You must feel as though a great weight has been lifted from you. Welcome to Kyovashad.
I don't feel welcome. Oh, what time is it? We're almost an hour into this. And I'm kind of just like, eh.
So, what are your odds on a piece of wood? Something about hate or anger perhaps?
Oh, did I? Oh. Oh, I haven't unlocked any of this stuff yet. That's why. Okay, gotcha. All right. I'm just curious. This is from 5 days ago, so I don't.
Back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, if you're playing Diablo and you're out of stuff to do, well, the developers say, take a break, try something else. This extremely good advice comes from a recent Blizzard live stream that provided an in-depth look at Diablo 4's first season, Season of the Malignant. And of course, got a lot of people talking. Because honestly, it seems like a lot of the new players who are trying Diablo for the first time, who have jumped into Diablo 4, don't really understand the gameplay cycle of Diablo, and it's honestly probably because Blizzard didn't really explain it all that well. According to Games Radar, one hot topic focused on how players will need to create new characters to participate in any given season. That controversial requirement means that you can't use pre-existing characters to play through the new quests, for example. And Diablo's general manager, Rod Ferguson, went on to say, hey, what this does is it levels the playing field for everyone. So people joining with this new content can start at the same place as everyone else. When you've reached all the goals and done the things you think are important, take a break, said Associate Game Director Joseph Papora. We do the same. He continued to explain that a great time to come back to the game is when a new season launches and there's new things to come check out. That's exactly when you should come back and check out Diablo 4 fresh. And yeah, as I'm sure you could guess, the response online from the community is mixed. A lot of opinions on this one. On the Diablo 4 Reddit, user level 96 Charizard shared the following. Please make me understand. How do we go from Diablo 3 with all of its quality of life and established fun linked elements to Diablo 4? How could the devs say the reason D4 is so bare is because it didn't have 10 years of development like D3? Shouldn't the new raw D4 have at the beginning what D3 had at the end? Isn't that how progress works? Never have I ever had a bigger urge to play D3 than while playing D4. Why do we have to wait 9 months for leaderboards and 6 months for a gem tab and 4 months to fix resists? What is happening, LOL? So first off, I know that there are some people out there who get really upset when devs say, hey, go play something else. We're busy cooking up stuff. Come back in a new season or come back when a new patch happens. But I assure you, the vast majority of players are fine with it. And people are just like, yeah, okay, I had other stuff to do anyway. And as a fan of say, Final Fantasy XIV, for example, I love that. It allows me to play other games and do different things. And I very much understand that if you spent $70 in this game and you want to play it till you can't play it no more, then yeah, you have every right to be like, look, I wanted more. You didn't deliver more. Why do I have to wait for more? Like that kind of thing. I get it. It's a live service game. It's a game where they're supposed to be pumping out content. And if they don't have all that quality of life content that you want at launch, that can be a letdown. Totally get it. Here's the thing. We all knew we were going to get here, right? I said it in past episodes, like, people are real hype on this game, can't wait till their core audience starts being like, I don't like it anymore. And here we are. But the thing is, this game took 10 years to make. We're talking production problems and staff leaving and pandemics and all sorts of issues that went into this game. And the fact that it came out the way it did and people loved it, it is a miracle, to be honest. And yes, they fell into the trap of games as a service, right? Like, it's not perfect. Having to always be online sucks. There's a lot of things about Diablo 4 that I am not a fan of.
That's inevitable, though. Like, we all knew that was coming. We knew that when Destiny first dropped, that there were going to be more games, live service games, and we could have we as the consumer probably could have did a lot to combat that if we had enough people on our sides to do so, for the people, or at least for the people that had a problem with it. If they had enough people on their side, as a consumer, we could not have purchased, we could not have bought into it. But it just kind of so happened that, you know, the live service games just took off, and it took off like it hit like cinder blocks. It is crazy how fast it took off. I honestly think it will die. I think live service games will die within the next few years.
But the idea of seasons coming from Diablo 3 in that space, it worked then. And I loved them. And I'm not a big min-max grinder kind of guy, but when I went back and played the different seasons, I enjoyed them. And it really stuck with me that even though the base Diablo 3 I did not like that much at all, as the seasons went on, I liked it more and more and more. And so my thought here is maybe that would happen, but again, we don't have that games as a service, vulture hanging over it. And unfortunately, that could be a huge difference. But I don't know. I don't think any of us know. All I can say is that in theory, these seasons are fun. Now, again, I haven't played Diablo 4. I probably won't play it for some time, so I don't know with the ins and outs of all the online things and going into sort of raid encounters, what that means, and why, you as a player would be kind of angry that you did all that work and you went around and did all this stuff with your main, and now they're saying make a new character. It's a different experience. I totally get it. I'm just saying.
That's what I always thought Diablos were for, though. Like, you can explore with new characters and do whatever it is that you have to do. That's what I always thought they were built. That you were built to do them as. Like, I personally don't mind the raid system so much. I think that the raid system is fine. I hate the fact that there's a few things I hate about this. For one, it definitely just feels it feels more linear. The base game feels even more linear than the third one. For one. For two, you don't really have a lot of space to collect a lot of the items that they offer in here. Three, when you get like really good items, they always feel like kind of they feel really underwhelming as far as pardon me, the capabilities that they have. And the weapons that you have are short-lived. Like, you don't get to actually experience those weapons because as you go on, you're moving at it's the same thing to me as, and I know I would totally get hit for saying this, but it's the same to me as a Borderlands 2, where the enemies level up as you level up. And I hate the fact that that is a thing. Like, they don't have areas that have certain level caps. Like, and I think in order to do that, you would have to make the game less linear. And based off of what we know, like with all of the people that were jumping ship in the middle of development, like I said, pandemic. We can only use pandemic talk for so long now with everybody back outside. You have all of these elements at play for why this game turned out the way that it did. And what's going to end up happening is they're going to have to update and rebuild as they go on with seasons. And that's just kind of sucks. Like, seasons, coming out with different seasons is great. It's cool if you're trying to keep the game fresh, but this is kind of early for that. I think it's too early to sit there and say, well, this game needs a refresh. And that's probably a lot of the issues that a lot of people are having. I know for me personally, like, there's just not a whole lot to this. Like, there's not a lot of substance to this.
In theory, seasons are fun, and give it a chance. Don't get too crazy, and if it's not for you...
And honestly, I would never listen to anybody who has never played the game. I will never do that. Because if you haven't experienced it, then... If you haven't truly experienced it for yourself, then there's really no point in you trying to give advice to anybody for what to play and what not to play.
If you want to take some time off, they're saying go take time off. Again, this isn't a you are paying monthly situation. So because of that, they're not in any hurry to put out.
That's not necessarily true. With the microtransactions in this, technically you are paying monthly. And if they're going to update this, if they are going to update this game every season, then they're going to change all the stuff that they have to offer in the... They're probably going to change the stuff that they have to offer in the microtransaction side of things. So technically you are paying monthly. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend.
Content, and they're going to do it at their own pace and hope you'll come back for whatever they create. And hopefully it's good, right? And I know games as a service and live service stuff and whatever is just making us all sort of exhausted and feeling a tad exploited, especially when companies are out there pushing like this style of game and under-delivering. Not to mention things like Destiny and Destiny 2 or Overwatch and Overwatch 2, which really should have just been the same game, but they just sold you another thing and then said like, it's gonna be better, and then, was it? In the case of Destiny 2, I think a lot of fans would agree, yeah, but it could have just been Destiny, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Destiny's situation was way different than anything else. First off, when Destiny came out, that was the first that was like it almost seemed like it was the prototype for the new for how the industry would actually move. And because it was so popular, you saw a lot more of the industry start to move in that direction. Now with Destiny, you had Destiny. The first Destiny was, as they said, like the prequel game, and Destiny 2 is supposed to be Destiny 1, which only begs the question: if there's a Destiny 3, how is that going to turn out? Is that going to be like the Destiny 2, like that? But anyway, like that was the start of everything to come, and if and I think that if we would have seen everything that was that would be games today back then, we would have probably never have headed into this direction. And they wanted it to head in that direction though. Like the publishers, they wanted it to head in that direction because it's more convenient. You don't have to worry about you do have to worry about time, but for them it's not as much time. Like you can push out product without it being finished and give the developer more time to finish it gradually, I guess. But it just doesn't seem like it worked out so well in their favor because crunch time still exists, right?
No. What I do know is that it's time for your Kren Minute.
I kind of like that song.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Krendor. Welcome back to the Kren Minute, my once a week segment where I have to talk about whatever I want for a minute. Today, I'm in my car. I'm eating Chipotle. I got a burrito bowl. Just went from the gym right to Chipotle, get my protein.
The ASMR on that.
It just got me thinking about Subway. Which I know is kind of random, but I was like, fast food, right? Subway used to be a $5 footlong. You know?
Okay, I don't care. I definitely do not care. I was just curious as to why the devs say don't play this.
Extension. Be prepared, people, because you wanted competition, you're not getting it. What you really asked for this entire time is consolidation. If you wanted competition,
you know what's crazy? Like this guy that he's making fun of is actually when the acquisition. So this guy right here, I don't remember what his name was, but he was one of the people. He was one of the PlayStation fans that was actually more reasonable when the acquisition was first announced. Like he was the one that said, "Hey, you know, we gotta just wait and see what happens. Hey, we're not gonna lose Call of Duty on PlayStation. Hey, we're like," he was one of the more reasonable people. So to kind of see him in a clip of saying something, I mean, I would honestly need way more context than what is being said here, but it definitely does not paint him in a very good light when talking about consolidation.
you would have asked Microsoft to take that $68 billion, go secure some third-party exclusives of their own.
The reality is, we are a global market, and you are thinking only.
Okay, hold on. So we're not just gonna skate over that like he didn't just say that. So what does he mean by third parties take 68 billion and go secure third party developers of their own? Because at the end of the day, Sony has been doing the exact same thing. And when I look at both of them, I will always say that it is lazy to go out and go acquire some. It's just pure laziness to me to go out and just spend money and acquire third party, even if they want to be owned by you. It just seems like it's so lazy, especially for like people like Sony or a company like Sony who has an umbrella who umbrellas a few in-house talents that have created some really good franchises over the years. The problem with that is that they don't utilize that talent, and with everything that they try to do with cinematics and everything, it just takes forever. And that's why your games like Horizon take forever to come out. That's why it took forever to get God of War Ragnarok. Like if they would have launched probably right next to each other, you wouldn't have heard the end of it. It would have been a fight. Like From Software might have had a long day ahead of them, because in 2 weeks, before the Game Awards, like that's all you heard about. The only thing I will say, like in reality, is because Elden Ring has so much to do, and even now there are people still playing it. It has so much replay value to it that's what would have that is what would have been the deciding factor had God of War Ragnarok been released earlier in the year. But man, when you have your flagships spread out so far as you had last year, like what did you expect to have happen? Like after the first couple of weeks, after the first week, I didn't hear anything about Horizon Forbidden West, and when especially not when Elden Ring dropped. So the point that I'm trying to make is that you have these talents that are creating. You have in studio talents, in-house talent that's creating for you, and it's just taking entirely too long for you to create some of the franchises that you, or to build upon the franchises that you've created, which allows things like Microsoft to go out and purchase things, and that be like the biggest attention grabber, or it gives like a third party dev like From Software time to actually put out whatever it is that they're going to put out, because right now it's looking like they have a nice little system going. I mean, what did we get? We got Sekiro back in 2019, 2018, somewhere around there, right? And then here we are, Elden Ring's next. Then you have Armor Core 6 that's coming out at the end of this year. So it's just like, what are they going to come out with next? Now, I have heard rumors that I've seen rumors that they're going to have a project with Sony, another exclusive project with Sony at some point, but it doesn't mean that Sony's going to go out and try and purchase them, right? That's just the rumors I've heard or have seen on rolling around the internet. But we all know to take, I would hope that we all know to take rumors with a grain of salt until we get more of the information from the parties involved. So, yeah, this was the perfect opportunity for Microsoft to go out and secure such a big company like Activision Blizzard, right? That is a smart move. I whether or not I think it's lazy is just my opinion, right? But the fact is that if Sony would have had the same opportunity and the same financial backing, then they would have done the exact same thing.
Of who you want to go after for.
And it's not like this is the first time we've seen consolidation, right? We saw it with EA and with Activision. So it's like, what did you expect eventually would happen, right? Like, the only thing that worries me, and this kind of sucks, is because with the consolidation that's happening now is actually it's actually on a greater scale than it was when third parties were buying up other third parties, is that the same thing will happen with one or the other. So either Sony will start cutting studios and shutting them down, or Microsoft will start cutting studios and shutting them down. Though these two acquisitions, the ZeniMax and the Activision, like they're huge, and they can't be cut. It's like they're invincible at this point. But with the other ones that they've purchased, like let's say Blue Point, for instance. If Sony doesn't like what they put out, then what are they gonna do? They're probably gonna nuke them, right? That's the same thing with what EA was doing. They were nuking so many dev teams that, you know, their consolidation just seemed like it was a waste. That's the only thing that worries me.
Some reason. And I cannot find your logic, and I believe that it begins at the top. I do. When you blamed your staff and said staff decisions, shame on you.
I'm fed up of publishers using Game Pass as a monetary boon whilst relying on us players on other platforms to make them the actual profit. And it's going to get to that point, and that's going to literally destroy other platforms. Like the whole service stinks because it leaves third part.
Can we hear what's going on in the background?
We've been running this thing from the jump. Y'all never gonna beat us. Beat you?
Can I get a sound check?
My bank account, nigga. I don't need to beat you. I just need to buy you.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Sound check.
Yeah.
Sound check.
You thought you were safe? You thought I wasn't gonna find out? No! The thighs have spoken, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Microsoft has finally won this entire insane charade and debacle that we've been dealing with for the last 18 months. Can we get a big old thigh slapperino for that?
Can I say, I hate when people act like we have been dealing with it. No, they have been dealing with it. We've been sitting on the sidelines watching what to see what was going to happen, first and foremost. Second of all, I don't know, man. It just seems like on either side, that's why I can't stand Fanboy. I don't know if he's a fanboy. It seems like he is based off of the title, but titles can be very deceiving. But man, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here. This is just crazy to me how fanboys act when either side gets a win of some sort.
Bad boy, shall we? Woo! Look, I know what you're saying. Alex, what's going on? It's been far too long since your last video, and it's not even a Friday or a Thursday. Why are you putting this out now? Well, apparently, there have been some delays because of this whole thing happening, by the way. And you see, unlike other YouTube channels, this isn't Fratanga Plays where I just scream the R word for 25 minutes and then decide to myself, oh, let me do 5 minutes of actual editing, having gameplay in the background, and then crank out only one kind of video constantly all the time. You see, here on this channel, all I do is collect W's all day, every day. And the last thing I'm gonna do is catch a fat L because I was just too impatient to not release a video in the first place. You see, the entire thing with the FTC filing the appeal for the Ninth Circuit Court finally got denied. And now Microsoft is talking to the CMA to get an extension for the Activision Blizzard deal to finally close. And we're finally going to be done with...
Apparently, too, I learned this today. Apparently, if you had shares, I think in Microsoft or something, like you just made a buttload of fucking money off of this acquisition. So congrats to you all that are stockholders. Maybe I should get a hold of some stocks myself. Gamble a little bit.
All of this insanity for the last 18 months we've been dealing with. But you see, of course, as always, fanboys know no bounds, because now PlayStation fanboys are now going through the 5 stages of grief, trying to recover whatever semblance of actual credibility they had, as if they had any in the first place, by the way, to try and sit there and say that they've somehow magically caught a W after what actually happened, with Jim Ryan finally agreeing to a deal for Call of Duty for the next 10 years. So yes, the copium and salt levels are at an all-time indiscriminate high, but before we even get into that that's right, your boy's got...
Maybe he's not an Xbox fanboy? I don't know. I can never fucking tell. Why can't I tell? I need help. I need somebody to tell me who is a fanboy of which side and who isn't. Because I can't tell.
Got a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a big one. Look, if you're a viewer of this channel, then I can pretty much guarantee that you probably have some pretty massive balls. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. And that's why you're going to actually love today's sponsor. That's right, it's Manscaped. In fact, today's video. That's right, baby. The himbo is on demon time because we are now going to be at 100% the entire video. Because remember that whole gamers lawsuit? Yeah, apparently they're pushing that to fucking SCOTUS. SCOTUS, these actual trying to go to the Supreme Court to stop Microsoft and Activision Blizzard and their Call of Duty.
I will say that was the dumbest fucking move in the world, by the way. To try and go that far for something so minuscule. And especially when this deal is about to close, like truly close. Like there's no way in hell that you would be able to stop that in time.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Ray
through those means? By the time that actually gets to probably by the time that gets to the Supreme Court, the deal will have already been sealed.
Dragon was the first person to be behind that entire thing. But speaking of Red Dragon, Red Dragon says Sony signs a much better deal than Phil Spencer and Xbox originally wanted. 10 years. Xbox wanted a 3-year deal, but was forced to give out a 10-year deal, knowing they can never recoup the cost if they're depending on Xbox fans buying games. Jim made Microsoft blow millions and sweat it out.
That's not true. Not by a long shot. If you actually look at everything that took place, then you will understand that in this scenario, Jim Ryan actually lost this so bad because you have to sign a 10-year deal to keep Call of Duty. What happens in 10 years then? Because now what's really happening right now is that after that deal was signed, I think it was yesterday or maybe even today that it came out that you might not see Spyro or Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation, and that's nuts. To actually sit down at the negotiating table, not and just sign your life away just like that to a company that now holds another company that you've been putting money into, and it's you've basically just you played yourself in that. Like you've narrowed your path with a company that you've been putting money into for years to try and keep exclusive content from the other side from getting. Like, how long do you think it's gonna take until Sony realizes what all they've lost signing that deal? They are going to run out of ideas in the next 10 years. Honestly, I think they already have. If you want me to be honest with you, I think a lot of the main the two out of the three of the big three have ran out of ideas. Nintendo is still going strong, right? Xbox's idea is to take somebody else's IP and make it their own. PlayStation's idea has always been to take somebody else's idea and make it their own, but then at the same time make an exclusive that matches and still hold on to the old way of doing things, which is coming out with strictly exclusives, making it look like the third party titles are actually just exclusive only on their console, when it's especially now, like where they've been buying more timed exclusivity for those titles to try and get more people to get to PlayStation. And they're finding out what's happening is they're finding out that that way of doing things is is uh is just it's actually eating them slowly. For Xbox, however, while they're buying up other people's IPs, they have a different idea. So their idea is to try and move away from the console space. They don't want to be a console. They don't want to be in a console war. They want to go beyond that. They want to reach Nintendo's level, basically, and they want to go beyond that. So what better way to do that? Joel, what you do is you can consolidate as much as you want. You consolidate where no, not as much as you want. You consolidate where you need to consolidate at. So for this acquisition, for instance, they needed to get the acquisition for Activision Blizzard because, as Phil Spencer likes to say, he's after the mobile space. They own King, which owns Candy Crush and all of your favorite little mobile games that you like to sit on the toilet and play. They can get that, take the technology from that, reshape it, and put it into different areas that benefits Microsoft in the gaming space. This is a well planned out deal. This is what I don't think like fanboys on either side truly understand either, is that even if let's say you actually care about the console war, right? If you're only focused on the console war, what are you focused on? You're focused on what each side is coming out with, right? So if you're a PlayStation fanboy, yeah, for the better part of a decade, you've been sitting there like, oh my God, Xbox doesn't have anything and PlayStation has all the exclusives. If you're smart, though, you'll look back at PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, and you'll begin to look and see, oh, wait, your exclusive titles have been dwindling over the years. Why is that? Well, for one, because people got too comfortable with putting out remakes or remasters and reselling games as soon as another generation comes out, or as soon as they hit the halfway point or something. And they've been living off of that. Like, they've been living off of The Last of Us for how long now? It's been 10 years. No joke. They have I believe two remasters of that and a remake for the PlayStation 5. They have the original, they have the remaster for the PlayStation 4. I believe they remastered it again for PlayStation 5, and then they remade it, if I'm not mistaken. I could very well be wrong about that. But they've been living off of that. They saw that formula worked with Skyrim. Hey, Skyrim was groundbreaking. That game came out like 5, 6 years after Oblivion did, and it just looked amazing, right? And then you saw that. You began to see a pattern. You saw that pattern happening. And so they decided to live by that with one of the titles that was so successful to their platform, right? Meanwhile, all of the stuff that they had, like on PlayStation 3, say what you want about PlayStation 3, because I mean, man, that was a little bit of a rough patch for them console-wise, but they did have quite a few games, quite a few franchises that they could have ate off of, and they could have continued, or they could have taken the ideas that they use and then branched them off into other things, and they just didn't do that. Like, what is it? Oh, it's gonna drive me up the wall trying to think of this, that's gonna drive me crazy. Hold on real quick, because I actually have to look at this real quick. What is it? I almost said Sea of Thieves, but that is I believe a Microsoft deal. So let's look at my collection of Uncharted. That's what it was. Uncharted was an amazing series. Little Big Planet was really good. You had there was some other stuff that they had. It was just amazing stuff. What do they have? Of course, they had The Last of Us, because that was Naughty Dog's transition from Uncharted to The Last of Us, and then they hit that and they just ran with that. Let's see. I actually have that in the tuck too, with The Last of Us remastered. I have The Last of Us Part 2, which they're remastering again because they're gonna make the same mistake that they did with the last one. They're totally gonna make that mistake again. What else did they have? They had look, they had Demon Souls, which began the whole Dark Souls franchise. They had, of course, they kept exclusive rights to Metal Gear Solid 4, which I don't know how a lot of people feel about that. I personally I thought it was okay, but there were probably a lot of fans of that particular installment in the franchise, right? My point is they had quite a few games in the last generations before PlayStation 4 came out. Then PlayStation 4 came out. They did another exclusive deal with From Software that brought Bloodborne, which was so popular that people are begging for a second one. And then they had Horizon Zero Dawn. They brought back, of course, they did the remaster for The Last of Us, the first part. Of course, they had The Last of Us Part 2 because that was bound to come. They have Ghost of Tsushima, which is really good. They had I think they tried to bring back some of their old franchises like Killzone. Like Killzone used to be really good, but that kind of fell off. They brought back Final Fantasy VII just because people were crying for a remake of that game. They brought Death Stranding, which that one gets mixed reviews. And basically, oh yeah, and not to mention they brought back God of War. So God of War was a huge one, but that was towards the end though. So what basically ended up happening is that they've been eating off of their old stuff. Keep in mind too, like in between all of this, they had Neo too. Neo was another one of their series. Keep in mind, in the midst of in between the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, they were killing off the Vita. Like the Vita would have solidified their place to do so much more with, and they completely whiffed that opportunity. And well, when you have these types of franchises, when you have all of these franchises in between, what you have is a chance for them to blow up in the console space, and they did. They dominated. They dominated in the console space. And then the Switch came out, and the Switch started catching up quickly, I might add. But they were dominating the console space, and they were filling their fanboys with all of these dreams of grandeur, like we'll never put anything on the PC, and that just leaves the fanboys to say, well, the PC doesn't have games, and well, here it's the PC. Another thing I don't put into this space because they're in a whole another plane of their own is that they have games. They have a crap ton of games. If you go through just Steam alone, you will find out just how many games they actually have. But Sony can sell these ideologies, right? They can sell all of that. Here's PlayStation 5 now. Where are we at here? I own all three, by the way. Where are we at? It's one of the reasons why I haven't touched my Xbox in a while. Where are we at? Because right now, Xbox is preparing for the new wave to hit. The next best thing to hit. The new thing that people are going to jump out of their chairs for. Anybody that's not a fanboy is going to jump out of their chairs for whatever it is that they're planning, right? Or they're hoping they will. Where's PlayStation? They have VR. Well, yeah, that came out last gen too. Which is a price of a whole nother console that connects to the console that you paid the exact same price for. So in all actuality, you're actually blowing off $600-700. This go around, you're probably blowing off around like $800, close to $800, maybe $9. In 10 years, yeah, if they don't, so in 10 years, them not having ideas, I think that's already here. The pandemic showed us a lot in this space. Microsoft, meanwhile, was losing that space. So they, in the midst of that, they changed heads. Oh, PlayStation changed heads too. Jim Ryan came in probably a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Just probably about 5-6 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe less time than that. So both sides have changed heads. Phil Spencer sees the opportunity to, hey, let's get crossplay in. The folks that, and this, I totally believe that this is, how long is Jim Ryan? So it's been since 2019. So yeah, a few years ago. That's about 4 years ago he took the reins. Phil Spencer has been there since like 2015. So Phil Spencer already has enough time to say, hey, let's introduce crossplay. Hey, the farmer head's like kicking and screaming about it. We don't want that. We don't want to be seen with you all. It looks bad. Let's keep this console war brewing. Sales are climbing for PlayStation still at this point. They don't want to lose that momentum. And let's be honest, who would? Who would want to lose that momentum, right? In the midst of that, Phil Spencer is like, you know what? I've got quite the budget. So while all these fanboys are only looking at who's winning the console war, we've got money backing us. And we're going to purchase as much as we possibly can. So here starts the consolidation. And you saw it. And if you watched every E3 that came out after Phil Spencer, you got to see how much he was acquiring. Now, the one thing I disagreed with, I will always disagree with it, is that they are throwing out money and not producing what they need to produce. But looking at it in hindsight, there's a reason for that. There's a huge reason for that. Because not only that, they've created Game Pass, which allows you to stream games and for a monthly price, which will kill off Xbox Live, which is happening now. It's killing off Xbox Live, and you get some of your favorite games that you get to play for free, kinda free, because you still have to subscribe to this, right? You get to play your favorite games for free for a certain period of time until the next best thing. Oh yeah, and whatever they have that's exclusive, they day one it. PlayStation is still winning. The console space, that's where they're at. They've been running out of ideas because of the simple fact that Microsoft has had the time to sit back and actually take a step back before they took steps forward. And that's basically what's happening right now, is that Microsoft is taking huge steps. Pandemic time rolls around, they say, you know what, we're going to take a huge step. First one, ZeniMax. ZeniMax, big purchase, huge purchase. That one was what, 62 billion? That was a big one, and that one unanswered. Why did it go unanswered, though? Why did Jim Ryan sit back and let that happen? Because they didn't think anything of it. And I mean, why would they? I mean, you're already on top, and that's the problem with getting comfortable, right? Because when you're on top, you think that you'll keep that lead. No, Microsoft has been planning this out. Oh, I brought up Game Pass because, hey, it's on PC too. Hey, PC users get to do the same thing. What does PlayStation have, though? Their console, VR. That's it. And their exclusive titles. Great. And everything that Microsoft saw wrong with that, they took that and formulated a different thing. They formulated something that would put them ahead of the curve later on. They were looking further ahead. What do we have with Jim Ryan, though? Jim Ryan is basically taking the company and going in the same direction that they've been going in for decades now with PlayStation, because it's always worked for them. But we're now hitting a new space. We're not in the same space that we used to, where everything was tangible. You get hard copies. Now we're in the space now where we're transitioning. We are slowly transitioning from hard copies, and you are beginning to see that. GameStop will not be a thing in the next, and I know that's a sidebar, GameStop won't be a thing in the next couple of years. I predict that. Bold prediction, but it's true, because at the end of the day, now we have codes that you can get. You can get codes off of the shelves. Hey, you get the case, great, but there's no game in there now. What are you going to do? You can't sell a code back to, unless they figure out a way to do so, you can't sell a code back to GameStop and then think that they're going to be able to resell the code. That's impossible. That's just a key to unlock the door to playing the game. You can't do it. And so PlayStation is transitioning into this, but now they got to deal with transitioning into the PC space too. Oh, wait, not too long ago, they just hit the streaming space. And let me tell you right now, they have quite a few hiccups to work out with that one. And they need more to offer. This is the first time, mind you, because this was one of the things that hurt them so bad, was that there wasn't any, with all of the people that were requesting to be able to do backwards compatibility, they are just now able to do it with their streaming service. And even if you sell the case back, you get next to nothing. Whatever you're selling, you get next to nothing selling the disc back. What are you talking about? Like, GameStop is a ripoff. Any place that does that is gonna be a ripoff when it comes to, well, it depends on where you go. I'm gonna say for the argument, GameStop right now, because they're like the biggest. You're gonna get ripped off. You sell a disc for $1, and you know how much they'll sell it back for? They'll sell it back for the same retail price that you bought it for, which is absolutely crazy to me. And they thought that model was gonna work forever. With the coming with Redbox, like when they killed off Game Crazy, like you already knew what was gonna happen later on. GameStop was coming up next. It just was a matter of time. So in the meantime, PlayStation is winning the console wars. Pandemic hits. Hey, Microsoft is already prepared with certain things. Now, that's not to say Microsoft has a lot to work on still. I am not going to be that dense to say that they don't have a lot to work on, because they really do. Like the Xbox fanboys, you can say what you want about people talking about Redfall, but Redfall is definitely a hindrance to what Microsoft is planning. It doesn't mean it's going to kill them, but in optics and hindsight, it definitely doesn't look good for Starfield. Oh, wait, Starfield is now in the talks because it's only at 30 FPS? Okay, I personally don't like speculating on anything. I am not hyping up Starfield at the moment. I want to wait and see what happens when the game comes out. One of the biggest mistakes that we make as the consumer is that we see these trailers and we get hype, and I don't care what side it's on. Never get hype on these trailers. But Microsoft has a lot going for it because of its financial high horse at the moment. And the fanboys will sit there and say, "Oh, you're just gonna bring up Redfall like Xbox didn't come out. What games?" I'm still saying that, because if you are that blind as a fanboy to say that either side has had any games come out, then you ain't seen Nintendo, because Nintendo fans are eating, and they've been eating for the better part of, what is it, 2017? So for the better part of 6 years, they've been eating well. And they have not had to worry about it. Say what you want about the games. You may not like the games because of where the platform that you chose, but the fans eat that shit up because there's constantly something to do. Nintendo is constantly trying to innovate some shit. Say what you want about what they do with content creators or whatever. They are making games. What has Xbox and PlayStation been doing? Nothing. Xbox has been, well, I'm not going to say nothing. Xbox has been over here preparing, and PlayStation have been struggling to keep up with their exclusive titles. To me, there's just no excuse for your flagships to have come out so far apart. Like, I would have said, like, between Horizon Forbidden West and Ragnarok, you could have easily placed a good solid 4 months in between. But not from February to October? That's crazy. Not to mention, every state of play that you've shown shows that your games aren't even coming out in the same year. It's the next year that they're coming out. Hey, some of your exclusive titles aren't even exclusive titles that you've been showing. Do you have another version of Splatoon coming out? Wait, hold on. Spider-Man isn't dropping until later in the year? You've been talking about that for 2 years now. When's Wolverine coming out? This is the stuff that I mean when I say, like, all of their exclusive titles, they take far too long to come out with. Not to mention they have an exclusive deal with Konami for the remake of what is it? It's gonna drive me at the wall. Silent Hill 2, which I think I have that pre-ordered. Do I have that pre-ordered? I could have swore I had that pre-ordered. Damn, I guess I don't. I thought I did. I really thought I did. Let me see if I can search it. There's no way I didn't try and pre-order that at least, or at least like it. Oh, that's why. It's in my wish list. Because I can't pre-order it yet because there's no date. There's absolutely no date. If you go into the PlayStation Store, it says coming soon. We don't know when these things are coming out. And when you're a fanboy of any kind, this is why fanboys drive me up the fucking wall. It's because you all don't fucking see past the bullshit. You all suck at that. Because you're so busy looking to rub your nuts against somebody's face for a win that you're not actually looking at the business aspect of this. I bet if I turned on my Xbox right now, if I turned it on, I'd have plenty of stuff to do in Game Pass. but it still wouldn't be anything that was interesting. And that's the one space that Xbox is failing at, is to create interesting content and to create content. But if you have third parties doing it for you and you have exclusive rights to that, hey, here's a smart move. And PlayStation is doing it too. Is that if you have third parties in the mix, because both sides are not stupid. They've been looking at the third parties because the third parties have been holding the industry on their backs for the better part of a whole decade. They know that if they have third parties working for them, then their main studios can actually get to work on some better content to keep things rolling. What they should do is get a fucking system. They need that system. They need the perfect system. They need the From Software system. Whatever From Software has got, they need that. They definitely need that. 100%. Because From Software is going. They are going. You don't like when they, and it's crazy to me because they just came out with Elden Ring last year. How have they already got Armored Core 6 already on the mix? That makes you wonder. That's a head scratcher, actually. As I scratch my head. Because when you are looking at the time period, the time span between Elden Ring and Armored Core, which is coming out at the end of the year, you look at the time span, that's almost 2 years right there. Almost. But they already announced it. It was already ready. Hey, Elden Ring was already ready. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't that. That was Tears of the Kingdom that was already ready. But Elden Ring was probably already ready too. They just wanted to make sure that everything was good. And they put out quality. You can't say that they gave you an incomplete game. And that's not to say that Sony has ever given an incomplete game to their exclusives, or that whenever Microsoft decides to come out with an exclusive, that they've ever come out with incomplete titles. But man, something about their system works. And I guess I just cannot stand the fact that you can't, as fanboys of either side, you cannot sit back and look at you can't sit back and actually look at what's really going on behind the scenes. Oh wait, PlayStation is now moving to you see PlayStation moving to PC. But PC doesn't deserve the title. Why? That makes PlayStation money. It's not gonna hurt anybody. That makes Sony money. To put their stuff, who is that hurting? Nobody. Xbox putting stuff on PC. What is that hurting? Nobody. You know what's hurting? Is that Microsoft is making these acquisitions and now they're going to start taking the same revenue from your pocket. So now you don't have a choice but to move to other. You don't have a choice but to move with the times now. So as far as like ideas, now PlayStation you're going to see a switch like really quick. You're going to see this switch happen within the next couple of years. I know I do this a whole couple of years thing, but you're going to see a switch. You're going to see the desperation, the actual desperation soon from PlayStation. When your own fans turn on you for a Project Q, like, man, you're going to start to see the desperation really fast. And it's something about odd numbers too, because besides PlayStation 1, like PlayStation 3, PlayStation 5 did not have great starts at all. So as far as like not having ideas for 10 years, I mean, to be honest with you, like PlayStation has been riding their wave for so long. So what ideas do they have already? They don't. Hey, buying up exclusive content so that people will move to PlayStation only. Like, What ideas do they really have? They don't have anything. They haven't had anything for a while. Like, idea wise, they've had the exclusives, but idea wise, like, they killed off some of their greatest ideas. So, in 10 years, let's talk now. They need something to happen right now. That's what they need. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. All this talk has driven my bladder to insanity.
The Wed Dwagon, I don't understand how you can sit here and be such a simp for PlayStation all this actual time. Not only are you factually incorrect that PlayStation signed a better deal, you're completely missing the entire point. You see, Microsoft's original deal was in fact for 3 years. However, though, it then got amended to 10 years before any of this even actually went to close. This was for every.
That means they get to snatch money out of PlayStation's pockets for 10 fucking years, man. That is crazy that anybody would think that deal is anywhere. There was something, I think one of my friends sent it to me, that said, somebody really said it's a terrible deal when Sony, it's a terrible deal for Microsoft because Sony gets 30% and Microsoft gets 70%. And you have to just wonder, like, because I know if this was the opposite, like, the Microsoft, Xbox fanboys would be doing the same thing. You have to wonder where the brain cells went at all for any of this. Like, it is absolutely crazy to me that when you see, like, you will ride or die for something so hard that you can't even see straight. You can't even see reality. Like, 10 years of getting money, pardon me, snatched out of your pocket is nuts. That's a lot of money. You may not think, I don't know if people actually understand the implications of that. That's a lot of money to get snatched. 70-30 deal, that's what people at Twitch get mad about. Or, I'm sorry, is it? I think that's affiliates. Or the 50-50 split. It's a 50-50 split. In Twitch, affiliates get mad about that. That's a lot of money to be taking out of a company's pocket, especially out of especially from trillionaires. That deal has screwed Sony on different levels. Not to the point where they'll be destroyed. It just sucks because they're gonna lose out on a lot. But I mean, I look at that as like that's kind of poetic justice for all of the times that they've been taking content from other platforms, though. From I'm sorry, the other two platforms, mainly Xbox and PC. That's poetic justice right there. Because Microsoft basically said, "Oh, you want to pay for timed exclusivity? We'll just pay for the whole company," and they did. So hey. But, you know, what do I know? And, you know, keep looking at what you want to look at.
A single Activision Blizzard game for 10 years. Now what PlayStation had to sign was not that. What they signed now was...
You know, I don't know what was in that taco, but the taco was actually not bad. And I hate corn tortillas. Corn tortillas, I'm sorry.
Just Call of Duty for 10 years. That's it. That's all you get is just that one game. Everything else is now off the table. You literally can't even read past like the first sentence of anything or do any semblance of research whatsoever. I don't understand why anybody even follows you, likes your tweets, or even uses you as an actual source for anything, because everything you put out is literally just a bunch of hot garbage from a fanboy skewed perspective. It's honestly shameful that you even think you're even close to being somewhat of a journalist or even trying to have an actual following in the first place. Let's do the one thing and one thing you should actually do right now, and that is remove any sense of credibility you even think you possibly have. Delete your account because your Twitter account is merely just nothing but dead feces being peddled on to everybody else, just like your YouTube channel is. They should have never given anyone Twitter Blue. I don't understand how this is even a constant thing now. It's become a meme that I literally...
Okay, so I found it. What is it? Carne asada with guacamole and pico. I wish they would have put cheese on that shit. So, this tweet reads this. Sony wins because they still get 30% of Call of Duty revenue while Microsoft only gets 70%. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. It's crazy to me. Like, that's why I don't like fanboys on either side.
really just had to sit here and have the entire tweet just scroll right past me the entire time because people just cannot just keep it to themselves. I have to write a 16 fucking page obituary about a video game that they're just still gonna play again next year.
Jesus gives people obstacles to make them stronger so that they can win. He plays a beautiful trick on us.
Yeah.
Why do I have to sit here and do this every single time? It's always one or two of you actual clowns, regardless of what other side it is, just having to sit here and say, let me just write an entire thesis statement about my ideological findings of a billion and trillion dollar corporation that won't even look at me sideways because I even barely know how to spell or even use a comma in this fucking thing, by the way. What's even better about this entire post right here is it is merely just a huge amount of cope talking about blocking Minecraft, which is honestly the stupidest thing Sony could possibly do. Also, we're not talking about if the acquisition goes through. Sony already penned the deal. It's done. They've removed the Activision Blizzard ticker from the actual NASDAQ. It's over, my boy. Forget it. Pack it up. You're done. And now the more hilarious...
Okay, maybe he's not a fanboy. Okay, I have more respect for him now. I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell. Well, at least I hope I'm right about it, but good for him.
Part that you're bringing out here is that you want Call of Duty to be banned on PlayStation. Oh, by the way, this isn't the first time these actual morons have said this. The entire time they've been fighting to keep COD on PlayStation, now they want Call of Duty banned on PlayStation. If this doesn't tell you this is nothing but a tribalistic warfare about a plastic box, I don't know what will. PS Vortex says, newsflash, quote unquote, nobody needs to buy an Xbox to play COD for the next 10 years, guaranteed, end quote. Jim Ryan did his job, $0 spent. Sony still getting 30% cut plus microtransactions. Avoided PlayStation gamers jumping to buy an Xbox, and PlayStation gamers still can buy COD for $70 if they want it. Optional.
You know, I'd feel better if you shut the hell up while this is on. Here's a great friggin' idea.
Twitter sucks, okay? Can I say that? Twitter fucking sucks. It is bred. It is responsible for breeding some of the dumbest comments in the world. I don't even know why we pay attention to Twitter anymore.
For you, how about 1 minute of silence in this house when I'm trying to watch something?
My God, bro. It's like these guys don't even understand how business works. And you're talking about all this for $0? PlayStation literally loses the entire Activision Blizzard catalog. And on top of that, every single time a microtransaction is sold on PlayStation, Xbox gets that cut. Not, oh my God.
Check it out. And they've just revived, I believe they've just revived all of the old Call of Duties for backwards compatibility purposes to put on Game Pass too. Oof. Listen, I'm gonna be real. I haven't touched my Xbox in the better part of over a year. Because for me personally, I haven't felt the need to actually touch it because I got bored with Xbox pretty fast. But the deals that they make, you can't fucking lie and say that, hey, you know, they're getting a bad cut. There is no part of this where they lose in this deal at all. To be able to spend as much money as they did, not only that, one of the companies responsible for the first consolidation that we've seen in gaming, by the way, because that's the one thing I don't hear anybody talking about, is that they were originally one of the two that were doing the consolidation, Activision and EA. To be able to purchase that company, whew, like there's no way that they lose. You can say whatever you want. You cannot buy it. I've said this in the past too. Do you know how much you need to actually cancel something of that magnitude, something that big? You need at least a quarter of the population. And even then, that's tough to get that reach. So, where's the loss here? For Xbox side.
Bro, this guy, I don't understand how this person still has a following after he doxed an entire medical patient on the fucking operating table, and then he gave a big old thumbs up about the entire fucking thing too. The entire cope of this tweet is honestly insane to me, but it still, unfortunately, gets worse. That's right, it gets still worse than this. Foxy Games UK says quality will always trump quantity. Hashtag PlayStation, hashtag Xbox. Hazador Gaming, Dragon of Dojima replies, wish we could say the same about your YouTube content.
This is so weird. I think I'm actually done being horny.
You know what's crazy about that when they said quality always trumps quantity? That's easy to say when I guess that's easy to say when all of your exclusive titles are spread so thin. And that's what sucks. Because I love all of them. Let me be clear. I love playing on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. But let's call a spade here, man. Like, your exclusive content is great. But as much effort that gets put into them, and for Sony to not have a system in play where they're constantly rolling with something, you need the quantity with the quality at this point. If you had that, if you could find the balance for that, then yeah, you'd be able to say something about that. But your stuff has been really thin, spread thin.
Oh wait, no we're not. No we are not. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy!
Is it bad that even the burp from the taco tastes good? Am I wrong for saying that? That taco, even the burp, like there's no bad aftertaste or anything.
Shit! Wow, I've never seen a burn this fucking good in my entire life. Even I couldn't pull something like this off. This was honestly the creme de la creme. You can't even get any pictured better than this. I had to like this tweet because of how actually fucking savage it was. There's only thing more savage than that. It's the way I fuck people's dads on a daily basis, by the way. The fact that Foxy can barely even put two coherent sentences together.
Wait, what the fuck did he just say? We're not gonna skate over that. But, huh? Oh, right.
And even use the same tired fanboy bullshit arguments consistently. The fact that he's been called out for being a horrible insider because every prediction he makes has always been completely wrong or have zero basis of fact behind it. The fact that every single video he puts out is the most—
Don't you dare touch that taco. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
boring, bland, drivel, actual fucking piece of trash video you could possibly ever make.
Huh? I was gonna say, I know I'm not the only one that heard that.
Hell, I've seen people—
Oh no, you're good. I'm pretty sure that was pretty expensive, right? Wow, from where? That's a Taco Express thing? I hate Taco Express.
You start YouTube channels like yesterday still having better quality content than this fucking guy. The same boring, bland, gameplay, voiceover fucking content video. You are, in fact, the crap gamer of PlayStation with a British fucking accent, you fucking snaggletooth, bottom jaw looking ass motherfucker. But even then, that entire segment of me burning Foxy Games to the ground is still nothing compared to the actual burn and ratio that we saw right here. My boy, you get a big old slapperino for that one. Woo! Sony Profit says 80—
I don't know why I think he's gonna like whip his. Never mind.
$80 billion spent changes nothing for Xbox, basically a third-party publisher. COD will now be built around Game Pass and die a slow death. PlayStation loses nothing and will gain multiple exclusives / studios they've acquired during the 18 months. God.
Listen, my dude, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I'm gonna need you to tone down the hoochie daddy shorts though, just a little bit. I'm getting nervous.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Munawana time.
I absolutely love this, by the way. This is the magnum opus of cope that I've honestly ever seen. You know what? Let's break it down like this, Sony Prophet, by the way, because you clearly don't understand how fucking logic works. If the entire time you think this is an actual W, why did you fight so hard for the last 18 months to stop this actual deal?
Can we stop and figure out why this guy is named Sony Prophet? Like, man, like maybe the Sony Prophet needs to sit down in the office and try and figure out how they can profit off of any of this in a positive way.
Nobody fucking thought about that the entire time? If you're sitting here saying how good this is for PlayStation, how all of this came through, how Jim Ryan did all this amazing work, why, oh why, tell me, for the last 18 months did you want this deal to be dead? Did you want Xbox to not have Activision Blizzard? If in the end, after everything actually happened, you came out smelling like roses like you think you fucking did, you're sitting here coping the entire time. See, what you don't want is for Xbox to compete. You don't want that. What you want is for PlayStation to be the only place to play video games because the only thing you care about is how far you can swallow Jim Ryan's cock down your actual throat. It's honestly insane to me that you guys still fucking do this. You wonder, why does Alex always pick on the PlayStation fanboys? How come he doesn't talk about anybody else? Which honestly just proves to me you don't watch my channel, by the way.
Truth of the matter is PlayStation fanboys deserve their own island. Straight up. Because only a PlayStation fanboy will take something in gaming and turn it into something in politics and warfare and every other fucking space they can just to win. Like, they talk like they just want to hear themselves talk and just be right. And like them in hopes that them talking will just stop any and everything Sony from looking bad. And right now, it's not looking good for Sony in this moment.
You're just an actual fucking fanboy that got butt hurt because you got made fun of. Let's be real. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. But again, your logic makes no fucking sense, thinking that COD will be built around Game Pass. Have you played Call of Duty lately?
Well, it's kind of going to be built around Game Pass, just a little bit. Honestly, what better way to market Game Pass than to put every Call of Duty that's ever been in existence on Game Pass and accessible to all of the people on either PC or Microsoft to play it. Mind you, a lot of these servers have been killed off ages ago. So for the first move from Phil Spencer to talk to Activision to say, get these servers up right now so we can put them on Game Pass and people can relive these games through backwards compatibility. That's a huge move. So it's not like it's not going to be just circled around Game Pass, but I can tell you right now, it may help boost Game Pass like a mofo in the long run. For future prospects too. It might help. It might help boost that up and day one releases for Call of Duty on Game Pass if they're allowed to do that. I don't know the full scale of the contract.
It's already basically a free-to-play mobile game that just costs $70 up front, by the way. It's an actual trash fire full of microtransactions, battle passes, and bullshit. So if you think it's built around Game Pass, fuck, it already is. And again, breaking down your points, PlayStation loses everything except Call of Duty. The entire Activision Blizzard library isn't even going to become close to being on that system because PlayStation signed the deal just for Call of Duty. So you, as a gamer, literally lose everything else except COD. How does that make you feel, clown? Honk, honk.
You know what? The funny part about videos like this is that you can say whatever the fuck you want to any kind of fanboy, and it would never fucking matter. You could present all the evidence, all the data, all of the things over the years that have happened, and it just wouldn't matter. They would not give a fuck. They will still find a fucking reason to... they will find any and every reason to cope on some bullshit. Any and every reason. Like, these videos can be entertaining, but I guess I've reached the point where it's just like fanboys used to be funny. Then they started getting annoying, and now it's just pitiful at this point, man. Like, are we really that bored?
Nick says best thing PlayStation can do is to ban COD on PlayStation and create deals with Battlefield now that COD veterans are in charge. Microsoft and ABK will lose billions. Sony will lose too, but they will take them back from Battlefield and EA FC deals.
What are you doing? Wait! Stop! Shake!
How? I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I really am. I'm either gonna seize up and just pass out.
I tell you, you will lose. Honestly, you will lose mad. You will lose mad IQ points reading tweets like this. You will lose mad IQ points looking at videos. You will lose mad IQ points in these conversations, having them with fanboys of any kind. It is crazy to me. Like, I'm at the point now where it's just like, I'm just looking for the games to come out. Where are the games? Now that this deal is, but we're at the end of the road, just start bringing the games out. That's it. Everybody get back to what you were doing, making games. We can get back to playing them.
And smack my head on the fucking desk one day. Again, for 18 months, all you did was cry, bitch, moan, piss, and cum yourselves about Activision Blizzard being bought by Microsoft. But now what you want to do is ban Call of Duty off of PlayStation, after the only thing you cried about was the fact you had to buy an Xbox to play Call of Duty. I can't. Bro, why do they do this every time? It never fails. It's just a bunch of fucking clowns every single time. What is the deal with this? Why do they do this to me? It's the same thing. I'm gonna... Wow! Stop! Saltiest Gaming says Microsoft announced the intent to purchase Activision Blizzard on January 18th, 2022. Over 542 fucking days ago. This has been the bulk of gaming news discussion over that time. And to say that I'm tired of hearing about it and talking about it is an understatement. I'm glad it's over. Let's move the fuck on, shall we?
My dad left home when I was 3. Told my mom he couldn't take it. It meaning me. And he was the alcoholic.
Moonaholic.
Whatever. I mean, dependent on Moonahol. Then one day, man, my mom, she drops me off at summer camp and she says, "See you later, forever." And she
I miss this show. I miss this show so much.
I've just been depressed. Everything I do is for
To an
attention.
extent.
That's why I steal. I mean,
It just
shit,
brings
so
back a
good.
certain
What am I gonna do
bit
with
of
this?
nostalgia.
No.
That's all.
No. We're not gonna sit here and listen to some triple-jawed, slack-toothed motherfucker right here, okay? We're not gonna do this. You literally are the biggest fucking coward on the face of this goddamn website. And the fact that you even think you have a following just goes to show that the minimum IQ of the people that actually are on this website is in the sub-40s, for Christ's sake. You are such a petulant child that besides trying to actually cancel a close colleague of mine with the most stupid thing I've honestly ever seen, you then turn around and delete your actual Twitter account when the entire deal was actually approved. And then when there's a false glimmer of hope,
Oh,
that
that
you
was
try and turn
this
around and
guy.
pimp yourself into some rap.
I heard that somebody deleted their Twitter account, and then they when the FTC lost the case, and then they loaded it back up, and I think they said some wild shit. I think they made it private too. I think.
Rationale W, which honestly has zero fucking logic behind it. You reactivate your own Twitter account, and then you sit here and jack off into your own fucking mouth because you can't handle what the fuck's actually happening, because your entire identity has been tied to a plastic box and a corporation and a company. The 4 days you weren't on this fucking platform were some of the best 4 days everybody's ever had. But now you had to reactivate yourself because, again, the only thing you care about is this fucking corporation, even though they pay you $0 fucking dollars, by the way. Oh, I also love the grift that you were an Xbox fanboy and now you suck off PlayStation. I can't wait for the inevitable flip you're gonna do when you become an Xbox fanboy again after doing all of this bullshit. Because honestly, the fanboy content never fucking ends.
Oh, you're gonna see a lot of people flip once they see what this is, what the implications of this deal actually means. You're gonna see a lot of people flip. Unfortunately, you're gonna see it. It's just inevitable. Like, FOMO's a bitch. Let me just say that. FOMO is a bitch, man. Because FOMO, there's no room for actual appreciation for something. You just don't want to miss out on the next best thing. So, it's one of those deals where when you mix FOMO with fanboydom, like, whew, you have a whole new monster. We've seen this on countless forms of entertainment too, mind you.
With you guys, does it? Only Good Games says COD's still on PlayStation. Most of the ABK library are better on PC. If in 15 years COD become exclusive, PlayStation will already have a COD killer.
Wait, what COD killer do they have? They own Bungie now, so Bungie might be able to help them out with that, but I mean, are they really going to be able to compete with a game that big? That's a bold statement.
Only Good Games, then what was the fucking point of all this? If this is your fucking outcome, then the entire argument you've had with trying to have this deal blocked, with all this stuff about market consolidation, all this bullshit, was honestly just garbage being spewed out of your mouth because you couldn't logically think farther than you can actually take a piss against a fucking concrete wall. Sony already has classic FPS franchises and even third-person shooter franchises they can honestly use to try and combat Call of Duty. Hell, just SOCOM alone.
Killzone they need to bring back. They need to get Killzone back on his feet, and they need to do something with it. They need to put Bungie on that, do something with Killzone, because Killzone could possibly be a competitor. SOCOM, oh my god, I miss that game so much. SOCOM could be another one. SOCOM is really good. It's a real shame that a lot of their old IPs are just like sitting in the waste bin right now, just burning away, trying to while their flagship right now, God of War and the Horizon series, and even The Last of Us are just taking up most of the space right now.
Oh, just bring that back. Literally, the third-person tactical shooter that everybody...
Resistance was another one that they had on PlayStation 3, which was... for me, I always thought that was like their answer to like Gears of War or something, but I don't know. I would honestly say bring that franchise back.
He fucking loves who's our fucking age, but you couldn't see that because you're too fucking moronic to even think about anything, by the way. They already have massive amounts of IPs and shooters that they actually can go ahead and create and build up to compete with Call of Duty. The thing is, Sony chooses not to because it's easier to actually swindle you with exclusive content for only PlayStation, because it's cheaper to do that than to actually make a brand new fucking game, by the way, and then force you in an ecosystem that you shouldn't want to be in, or you're not restricted to choose from because they decided to money hat themselves into that actual position. And don't give me the whole like, well, Xbox did it too. Yeah, they did it too, and it's bullshit when they did it as well. Every single piece of game and content should be available for everybody, regardless of the fucking logo on the plastic box you play on, but you're too fucking stupid and you can't realize that. And oh, by the way, I love the block, thinking that you can actually stop me from seeing your fucking moronic tweets and your low IQ fucking subroom temperature takes. JTech TV says, I will not be giving my money to Xbox through PlayStation. Jay Fonzarelli quote tweets replying says, but you'll gladly send dick pics to underage girls. You're a sick person that shouldn't even be tweeting at all.
Now we're getting into some deep shit.
Wow. This is just fucking, you can't make this up. This is stuff you can only pay for right here. This is crazy. This is Twitter. Twitter is just, I don't know. Twitter is just so garbage. Like, why would we get any of our information from Twitter in the first place? Like, Twitter is just meant for clowns that go on and put on a show.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. Also, what?
I'm done. No. This is the second best burn. Probably, you know what? This probably actually beats the first burn that we saw against Foxy Games UK. Fonz, I've never seen anybody on such fucking demon time in my entire life than you have been right fucking now. How? Bro, the savagery, the intensity, the insanity. I'm proud to call you a friend because this is honestly some of the best work I've ever done. It's like you sat there and you imbued yourself full of me and you said, I am a cum-filled himbo. I'm going to destroy this motherfucker with just one fucking tweet. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm actually angry. I'm angry that I didn't fucking do this tweet first because he had me blocked. But you, sir, I've become a god among men.
Oh, that's another thing too. You say something against somebody or against their opinions, and then they just block you because of that. Like, if they were harassing you, that's a whole different story. But if you're having a back and forth, like, isn't it just logical just to find something to combat it with, or just agree to disagree? Like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Nicola, posting his feet while on vacation, says, between 5 years of all Activision titles and 10 years of COD, I'm not surprised in the least that Sony chose the latter. Overwatch is there already. Diablo 5 will come out in 20 only, God knows. The other games are PC or mobile only. I'll miss Crash and Spyro, though.
You get the hell out!
See, and that's the problem with thinking about mobile gaming, is that the mobile space has grown exponentially over the last few years. It is crazy to sit there and say to downplay the mobile space. The mobile space is destroying shit right now.
This fucking clown is on vacation. He's on vacation, and you know what he does? He console wars on vacation and then posts his fucking feet on Twitter. I'm done. I am done. As if the feet memes weren't enough. This fucking
Please don't show your thighs. Please don't show your thighs. Please don't show your thighs.
dumb bitch console wars on vacation in a pool, posting his fucking snaggletooth hobbit ass looking feet. Nick, why do you do this to yourself every week? You literally have a humiliation fetish. I honestly think you do. I really think that what your goal is that the only way you can come is if I bully you. I really do think that. I'm going to make you a shirt that says, please don't bully me, I'll come. That's honestly what you are. You're just that kind of a twink, and I don't understand why you always do this to yourself, bro. Every time. So again, I still don't understand why everyone is coping so hard about this entire thing. If you think somehow PlayStation got a W by having less games and less content but only having one game that you thought was the most important thing to you, then honestly, you have to be one of the dumbest people alive. You literally got screwed out of so many other games and even future games that should be coming to you guys that aren't, because you're so incessant about wanting to have one single company run the entire gaming industry because it's the plastic box that you bought for $500 and you think that company actually likes you. It's honestly pathetic how people still try to go ahead and be fanboys for a company or corporation. You shouldn't fanboy for Sony, you shouldn't fanboy for Microsoft, you shouldn't fanboy for Nintendo, Nvidia, AMD, or anyone, because all these companies want to do is get the money out of your pockets, and it's a fucking shame that people still want to go ahead and attach their entire personalities to an entire brand. And really, that's not a personality trait. That just means you have no personality. But anyways, y'all, if you liked the video, thank you so much. If you didn't like it, fuck you. If you want to see more of this kind of content, subscribe.
All right, I don't need to see that. Okay. I'm fairly certain he was going to show his thighs at the end too. I'm almost positive that he was about to show us his thighs. There was a video that I stumbled across, and I don't remember. I'm trying to find it. Here we go.
What up, guys? Kevin here. Seen this clip go around, so let's react.
Day one on Game Pass?
Eventually.
You think so?
Yeah, not. I believe there was. Don't quote me on this. I saw this from one of the sort of legal folks on Twitter that's been commenting on this. I believe there was language that suggested that couldn't happen until 2025. But do not quote me on that.
Because if I were PlayStation, that would kind of hurt, right? Because if Call of Duty is day one on Game Pass, well, of course you're going to probably go for the Game Pass option. I mean, I think that there are plenty of people who are already on PlayStation and such, but that would be such a huge incentive if you can get the subscription and then you can get
now,
Call of Duty.
It's possible that these 10-year deals that again are now on the table for Sony, and they'll probably just need to sign it. It may say we won't put this on Game Pass, like the Call of Duty again.
And I think there's probably language
rule.
along those lines, actually. So.
But anything new that sprouts up, I would expect will be Xbox exclusive.
Sure. Duty game one on day.
Wow. My favorite part was she was like, yeah, there's probably language that will prevent them putting Call of Duty on Game Pass. This is a media bias against Xbox and just the love for PlayStation. Like, if this was on the other foot, no one would question it. And Ryan McCaffrey, what are you doing? Like, you fire this person on the spot. I hate people losing their job, but this is someone you at the very least set aside. Like, you make dumb comments like that again, you're out. Like, but this is IGN, and I mean, even Ryan McCaffrey even bringing up, there could be language that they can't put Call of Duty on Game Pass for 10 years. Well, Xbox would be dumb motherfuckers to do that. They didn't have to sign a deal. They should have flipped PlayStation the bird. But yeah, just absolute nonsense.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck did he just say?
Not...
Did I just miss this whole thing?
Of hurt, right? Because if Call of Duty day one on Game Pass,
eventually.
You think so?
Yeah, not. I believe there was. Don't quote me on this. I saw this from one of the sort of legal folks on Twitter that's been commenting on this. I believe there was language that suggested that couldn't happen until 2025. But do not quote me on that.
Because if I were PlayStation, that would kind of hurt, right? Because if Call of Duty is day one on Game Pass, well, of course you're going to probably go for the Game Pass option. I mean, I think that there are plenty of people who are already on PlayStation and such, but that would be such a huge incentive if you can get the subscription and then you can get Call of Duty.
It's possible that these 10-year deals that again are now on the table for Sony, and they'll probably just need to sign it. It may say we won't put this on Game Pass, like the Call of Duty again.
And I think there's probably language along those lines, actually. So.
But anything new that sprouts up, I would expect will be Xbox exclusive.
Sure. Duty game one on day.
Wow. My favorite part was she was like, yeah, there's probably language that will prevent them putting Call of Duty on Game Pass. This is a media bias against Xbox and just the love for PlayStation. Like, if this was on the other foot, no one would question it. And Ryan McCaffrey, what are you doing? Like, you fire this person on the spot. I hate people losing their job, but...
I don't know. That was pretty pointless. Anyway. What else is going on? There was some kind of leak that I saw about somebody put something out about Resident Evil 9. Let's see that.
Hello everybody, welcome to Our Culture Gaming. I'm Scott, joined by Josh.
Hello Scott.
Josh, my friend, your friend and mine, Just Golem / Aesthetic Gamer, one of the most known leakers in the industry, responsible for various things in regards to Resident Evil, Silent Hill, etc. over the years, is now talking about future Capcom plans, future announcements, one major announcement coming later and also talking about Resident Evil 9 going forward. Just Golem mentioning various things over on Discord, saying that he knows some Capcom stuff, some Square Enix stuff, and some Sega stuff. In regards to Resident Evil, he says that he knows the Resident Evil plans all the way up until 2029, and there will be a Resident Evil 9 likely announced next year and then released in 2025. And then alongside that, He says that Capcom are announcing a major game later this year
Yes.
to be launched in fall next year. So there's a lot going on.
It's interesting. I think Capcom generally is in an interesting position right now because they have gone from strength to strength, dropped all of these really interesting games, but their lineup generally is kind of unknown, and it's been a while since their roadmap has kind of been this obfuscated, which is kind of exciting, but also like, what are they going to do? Are they going to drop Exo Primal 2 in a year's time? Probably not, but Resident Evil 9 obviously is something I'm very excited about. I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil generally, but 7 and 8 were great games in my opinion, and my big question is, when this drops, maybe in 2025, is it going to continue that style of game, or is it going to return to the third-person, over-the-shoulder gameplay that has found, obviously, huge success in Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 4's Remake?
And in Resident Evil 8's DLC. I mean, I think they've been teasing that for a while, like a return to the third-person stuff. It's one of those things for us down in the comments whether you prefer first-person Resident Evil or third-person. I'm a third boy.
I like both.
I just want the
both.
third. I want to see my dude. But I thought we'd run down the various things that this could be, and we'll wrap back around to Resident Evil 9 as we go. I think, and I'm just hoping, I'm crossing the fingers, I'm praying to the gods, that it's about time for Dino Crisis. I know they abandoned the trademark in 2021, but one of the characters in Exo Primal is literally Regina. Like, what are we doing? She's got red hair, she's talking about dinosaurs, she's in a dinosaur-based game. You've got people thinking about Dino Crisis. Just put it out.
Been saying that for 5 years, though, is the issue, haven't we? Like, I want to
20
see Dino Crisis. I want to see that game come back, whether it's a remake or whether it's a, completely new take on that IP. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I just can't see it. I want it to happen, but it's like me asking for a Code Veronica remake. Like, that might happen, but I don't know if they'll do that because it seems obvious, but it's not as obvious as like a Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 4 remake. These games which people are still talking about today and which sold loads at the time. I wonder if it's only old fogies like you and I who care about Dino Crisis, and if they put all the time into it, it wouldn't.
Okay, you're not saying anything.
Overturn. Those are the biggest things to reapproach and use the design lessons, use the gameplay lessons.
And I'm like, just do that and something else, like remaking it. Experiment for sure.
Yeah, I mentioned the first third-person split as well, it's one of those things overall where it's like, they've said that they.
All right, that's boring. Yeah, see, they Sony lives off of their Last of Us. They live off of that. It's crazy to me to just be so single-minded in things. I don't know. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts to me. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here on PlayStation in the game store. Like I said, Silent Hill 2, we don't know when that's coming. We know it's coming. We just don't know when. Hey, guess what? Looks good too. Looks real good. Let's see what we do know. Do we know anything? Well, there's a Liza P demo. I'm curious. Oh, this is 19 gigabytes. Holy crap! Oh, that's what's required. I do want to mess with this. I want to see. I want to see what Liza P has to offer. The cope is real. Oh, the cope is real. I just want to see if this is even worth purchasing. I wonder how many people have actually played this demo too. I've never tried. It said it was released the 8th of last month. We are now sitting in the 20th of July. I heard a rumor too, and like I said, it's a rumor that Elden Ring might be coming to Game Pass too, which would be really interesting to see. I would be extremely interested to see that. I don't know if that's actually. Let's see. Of course, this was done by Game Rant. Ha! Let's see, Game Rant. Let's see. It's all over. It's all over the mainstream, or at least the gaming mainstream. Which I believe I said it's actually the first From Software title to ever touch Game Pass, which is interesting. Hmm. Why is my phone doing this? Oh, I hate this phone so much. Yeah, I think this will be the first From Software title to ever touch Game Pass, which will be really interesting to see. So I'm gonna switch where my mic is too. This is driving me up a wall. I think today is the perfect day to do that. And I guess while I'm waiting for Liza P, I will be right back. Man, if they would have thrown those tacos with some cheese on them, they'd be even better. Let's try this though. I'm curious. I mean, it's a chill day. I'm not just playing one specific game. Fuck it. Why not? Because one time I ate there and there were maggots in the burrito. You don't exactly look at that place the same after that. That shit was gross. That was absolutely disgusting. I mean, they were like poking out of the burrito. Like, I took a bite and everything, and like they were just in the it's fucking gross. So that's why I hate Taco Express. No, it was straight up Taco Express. So this was around the time that Taco Express wasn't all that big either. Like, it was a relatively small chain. I don't know how big it is now, but back then it was really small, and we used to go there after school or during lunchtime. That would be one of the places that we went. But like a year later, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the quality went down or what. I better not get sick off this shit either, I'll tell you that. Because I'm going to be mad.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
What am I interacting with? I better get a boss fight in this demo too.
Please come to Hotel Crowd, and I'll explain. Jiminy, please escort him to the hotel. Let's get you
It's a
out there.
puppet game.
Find something that might help.
This is extremely linear at the beginning.
The streets are not safe. Arm yourself with one of them. It'll be helpful.
Path of cricket, balance, strength. Screw it, let's go strength. I like strength. No, like, supposed to be like a darker version of Pinocchio. Oh, okay, so... Whoa, where'd you come from, bro? You can back up right now.
Welcome to Cloud Station, everyone. Here you witness the most spectacular display of human endeavor on Earth. If Cloud is your final destination, we wish you a safe and prosperous day.
Yes, this is Andy. Holy crap! Oh, for real? I think it's supposed to. That's why I wanted to get it so bad. That's why I have it pre-ordered. Oh yeah, it's just like it, because I cannot open a damn door to save my life. Seriously? It seriously would not let me. Yep. I can already see what the problems with this game is going to be. Oh! So yeah. We're definitely going to have some hitbox problems. And I need to save some of this stuff too, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a boss fight at the end of this demo. Nasty. I'm waiting for the bonfires. See, in Bloodborne there aren't bonfires, there are only lamps. The stagger in this is trash too, to an extent. I do not like the stagger in this. Holy crap, that's gonna be a problem too. A sawtooth. Whoa! You just hear the guys like, you just hear the guys in the back like, away! Away! Make sure there's nobody around this corner. Lock device? There are doors and ladders throughout Krat that are locked. Create shortcuts, yeah. I don't know why they needed to inform us of that. Uh-oh. This looks like a problem. Ugh. Oh. This is definitely going to be a problem. Oh, that was nasty. Oof. That was a nasty little fight there. I'm gonna have a problem though. Care to take a stab in the dark of what that problem might be? I'm not gonna have enough to heal with by the time I get to a boss fight at all. Unless this recharges. Which it does not. So I am screwed. I am ultra screwed. Maybe not. Hold on. Okay. Use the stamina pulse charges. Great. Cute.
It's called a stargazer.
Time to start harvesting? Yeah, pretty much.
Used in the past. As we are gathered at the start.
We get it. How much do I have? Can I do... Not enough ergo? Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Holy crap. That's fine though, I guess. I guess that works. Oh, dogs. Crap. Get you out of here. Perfect. All right, well. It's a good thing I did that, huh? Because I would have been screwed if I didn't. And I've played enough of these games to understand what's actually going on here. Make sure there's nobody there. Nope, that's not gonna work. Gotta do it from the other side. Oh, they're really coming up here. Like they're actually gonna be able to do something to me. Oh, crap! Very close call there. Damn, did I miss a spot? Whoa! Jeez, man. Let me back up for a second, because there's no way. Goodness gracious, seriously. I did for a little bit. Not much I can do though right now. Unless I can find another one of those. Unless I can find another one of those things, but... No! Of course. And a headless version of these things. Wow, I'm really surprised I made it through that. I'm curious as to whether or not that's a boss fight. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Oh, this just leads to the spot that I thought I was missing. Crap. Crap! Ugh. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm liking it too. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Definitely need that.
A powerful parade puppet is blocking the entrance, and that's the only way in. So please, be careful.
Hello there. Welcome to Craft Visitor. I didn't think there were any stalkers left to fight the puppets. You didn't hear? Figured. The whole organization fell apart. All that's left to are...
Alright, I think this is gonna be boss fight. see what happens here. Well, this is interesting. Oh my goodness, seriously? Oh no, that's nasty. Did my sword break? My sword broke. Ooh, I'm dead. Fuck. That was nasty. Kind of reminds me of Eggman. Nah, not the gorilla. I could say something along the lines of Sonic, but no. Not the Sekiro gorilla. My freaking sword broke though. Screw these guys. Wait, didn't I already create a shortcut though? Or am I stupid? I think I am. I created a shortcut already. Why am I going all the way over here? I didn't know my weapon was almost broken though. Are they? Oh wow, these dogs are just as relentless as as any Souls game, I guess. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Whoa! Nasty. Oh, that must be a second phase thing. Oh, that's a second phase. Oh my goodness. Oh no! Wow! No, nowhere near the gorilla. This guy is like mad. Not really. Wait, is that the shortcut? I don't remember where the fuck the shortcut is. I could have swore I created a shortcut somewhere. I guess I just don't remember where it's at. Damn, where did I create it at? Oh, it's right here. Okay, I get it. Oh no, I'm about to die! I am really surrounded by all of these fuckers. And I just lost all of that ergo. Yeah, so I'm guessing all the puppets took over and started killing everything here. I'm sure there'll be more to the story, I'm sure. Alright, now that I know where the fuck the shortcut is, I'm not even gonna bother with any of the other crap. I'm just gonna move through. I figured I created a shortcut somewhere. I just didn't. Like, I probably could have avoided all that if I would have just known where I put the shortcut at. Oh shit, that's not what I was trying to do. That is not what I was planning. That range on that though is crazy. Oh, I can't even dodge that in between his legs. Damn it, I couldn't dodge that. That's crazy. Oh, there's a dog there? Where the fuck did he come from? It shows you how much I remember on this side. Damn, you know what I need? I need more stamina, because whatever I got going on here is not gonna help against this boss. That was nasty, because I missed that. Wow. I'm gonna just have to run around this guy until I figure out something. You suck! Holy crap, how's this guy this strong? Alright, I guess I am gonna have to harvest, because fuck this boss. that's what we're doing? Sweet. How the hell are he going to trap you on the damn curve like that? It's simple, because games like this, you got to be careful of where the fuck they're walking. That's the part that's getting me, is that I'm not careful enough where they're walking. So is there anything else? Well, might as well just keep harvesting crap. The more I get, the more I might stand a chance. That's easy. All right. What? Go back and say, well, that doesn't apply to here. That rule does not apply to this game. No, the rule for that is make sure you create shortcuts. And always know where the F you are. Oh, wow. Did not expect that one. So right now, I'm just gonna harvest. Harvest as much as you can. So when the time comes, I can level up. I think I'll be able to level up a decent amount to where I might be able to take this guy out. That should be good there. So when it comes down to it, all I gotta do is make sure that it's the second phase that gets me. The first phase doesn't get me so much. It's always that second phase that kills me. I should have came back for this too. Crap, I didn't even think about that. Whoopsies. Let's see if I can at least get one more thing up. You are a bastard. I cannot believe I missed that backstab. Yeah, that is nice, I guess. But still, it sucks when you lose it, though. It really does suck. That will never change, no matter what they do. No matter how they try, how convenient they try to make it, it sucks. Period, to lose that. Alright, let's... Damn, I thought I was... Thought I was slick with that one. Gosh, damn it, fucker. Damn, did I really do that? I got cocky. I got cocky and greedy. Fuck. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're not wrong. Don't get greedy. Got backed up into that one. Damn, how am I not? Damn, I really wish I knew how to dodge that. That's crazy. Like, this phase is just crap. Just got that. It wouldn't even let me back up. Oh, I can see so many issues I'm gonna have with this game already. I know it's just the demo, but fuck, man, that's stupid. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Yeah, I can see the problems already. Yeah. And then I can't even dodge that. Like, I gotta stay behind this guy. And then you have to, like, you have to really be accurate with your dodges and your attacks. What the hell? Oh, nope. Like, I do not know how to dodge that. That's the crazy part. I don't know how to dodge that. That is... Like, that's the one thing about most, like, Souls titles. They give you the leniency. Like, you can roll through certain shit. Like, I cannot roll through fucking shit in this game. You don't get the chance to do. You actually have to fucking figure out how the fuck you're gonna actually get through that. Which is nuts to me. Because I do not know how you would even dodge that. Because he's so fast. Like, I don't know if there's like a particular tool that I need or what it is. What is this? Last resort? Yeah, like I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to do anything in this. Yeah. Like, that is nuts to me. Like, it's nuts to me. Like, you got to be joking me. That's crazy. I'm not gonna beat this damn boss today. Fuck, man, this is stupid. Unless I can parry that guy, but wouldn't it take off? I would honestly think that that would take off a lot of my sword power, and I won't be able to repair my sword then. I mean, I could block. Shit, man. When he swings his club horizontally, dodge it, and attack him still with light attacks. That is so stupid. I'll give it one more shot. I like this. I just really think this boss is just stupid as hell for... I think the design for it makes sense. I really just don't like there's not even a little bit of leniency. missed him. Oh shit. Well, I got closer this time at least. Like, this game actually forces you to learn how to actually do shit. But I'll play it again later. I'm pretty sure that's the end of the demo anyway, right there. I'm very positive that that's the end of the demo. Oh, I can already see that there's gonna be issues with that shit. Oh, the hitboxes are always gonna be a problem. But it's been fun. Thank y'all for joining me. It's been a pretty chill day. I will see y'all later. I gotta get a schedule together. I'm just not solidifying myself at the moment, but I will get a schedule going at some point. So, y'all have a good night. I will see you all.